Being on post, look at that as this is your service. Allah, I'm coming to you in service. I'm serving you. I'm serving. Don't ask for anything in return. If you get something in return, alhamdulillah. But seek your reward from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Too many times we tie any service into recognition. Don't seek recognition. Do service without recognition. Whether it's in the community, whether it's in the neighborhood. Now let us be known for these things. For worship, service. The other thing I want to emphasize is brother and sister. One of the things that the Prophet ﷺ emphasized in his farewell khutbah was brotherly and sister. He said, لا ترجعوا بعد كفارا يضرب بعضكم رقاب بعض. He said, don't return after I'm gone to be like disbelievers, striking each other's necks. And this was a khutbah where the Prophet ﷺ said, if there's no preference of an Arab over a non-Arab, or a non-Arab over an Arab, except taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I want us to work this year to bridge the gap between Muslims in this city. To talk about it. To try to reach out across the aisle, across racial and ethnic lines. Because we're a divided ummah on those bases. But we don't want to be known for that. We want to be better than that. And this month of Ramadan, Allah shows us what's possible. Some of us didn't think we can go all day without eating and drinking and all that. But He showed us that it's possible, and anything is possible for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. قولوا قولي هذا. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Brothers and sisters, I want to advise you also to have taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. As Allah says, you believe, ittaqullah haqqa taqati wa la tamutunna illa wa antum muslimun. Or you believe, have taqwa of Allah to the degree that's warranted, and don't die in the state of belief. Some more advices that I want to give is that we have to build our institutions. The institutions you're associated with. Make the commitment to build it and to strengthen it. Don't be the Muslim who's unattached. Don't be the Muslim that nobody can depend on you. That you're not committed to anything. Commit yourself. Commit, if it's a small portion of your time. Be the committed Muslim. Be one of the ones who were present when things went down. You know, the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, when historians would write about the lives of the companions of the Prophet ﷺ, one of the things they would always look at was, were they committed? Were they present? And during the time of the Prophet ﷺ, they had many battles. They used to call these battles mashahid. Not just battles, but instances, like the Treaty of Hudaybiyah, for example. That wasn't a battle. Nobody fought, but there were 1,400 Muslims who were present when it went down. And they used to look at each other was, based upon, well, when it was going down, were you present? Were they at the mashahid? Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, in his book about the companions, that's one of the first categories that they look at. Were they present? Who was present during the Hijrah? Who was present when they made Hijrah to Abyssinia? Who was there? If this person wasn't there, why wasn't he there? Who was present when they made Hijrah with the Prophet ﷺ? If he didn't make Hijrah, why? How come he didn't make Hijrah? Who was present at Badr? So when companions would talk about themselves later on, they would say, yeah, I was present at all of the mashahid except for so-and-so because I was deputized by the Prophet to do so-and-so, or to do so-and-so. The Prophet's uncle Abbas, for example. when it was time to make hijrah, right? He got permission from the Prophet ﷺ. He said, "Ya Rasulullah, you know, our family is involved in the service of the Hajjaj, of the Hajjis, because they were in charge of the water." So he asked the Prophet ﷺ, okay, is it okay if I stay in Mecca to continue the service of our family? Fi sabilillah, the Prophet gave him permission. But it wasn't just like, okay, you want to make hijrah? Okay, I get it with y'all later on. I'm going to go, you know. So look at it that way. And whatever you're committed to, it's important for Muslims to be committed.
Allahu Akbar.
For you to take a stand.
Allahu Akbar.
For you not to be wishy-washy. Even just committing on the issues. You know, I'm not saying to go out and be involved in politics, but some people are going to be involved in politics. And if you're going to do that, take a stand. Be committed to what you believe. You know, sometimes you have to say no. Sometimes you have to ask why. Don't go for anything. Because that really doesn't do a lot of service to the ummah. So, brothers and sisters, these are some of the good resolves to make coming out of the month of Ramadan. You see that by the month of Ramadan, anything is possible. But make yourself visible. Or make yourself worth something. Put yourself in a position, service-wise, that if you're absent, people say, "Oh, what happened? So we need to do so and so and so." When Hamza was killed, the uncle of the Prophet ﷺ, that was a big blow. Why? Not just because he was Hamza. No, because Hamza bore izzah. He bore glory and enforcement to the believer, because his presence was, hey, this is what he's saying. I'm saying this too. Who don't like it?
Allahu Akbar.
This is how Hamza came, you know. So when Hamza was present, they wouldn't talk about the Prophet. Because because he made his presence known. Yeah, my name is Hamza, and this is, you know, this is my nephew, and I believe what he believes. I say what he said, and who don't like it? Let me know. You know, I mean, that was his way. But when he was killed, his presence, they felt, oh, I wish Hamza was here. Hamza's gone now. Be one of those type of Muslims. There was a black woman who used to sweep the masjid of the Prophet ﷺ. And maybe that's all the sheets, you know, but she made herself work. This was her stand. This was her service. Okay, as far as sweeping the masjid, I got that. They didn't even know her name. But when she died, the Prophet, alayhi salatu wassalam, he came, he said, "Where's the woman that used to sweep the masjid?" And somebody said, "Oh, you mean that old black woman? She died." And the Prophet ﷺ said, "Show me where her grave is." And he went to her grave, and he made dua for her. And he said to her, he bent over to the grave, he says, "I am your witness for you on the day of judgment."